welcome to this week's 15-minute class. We're going to get started. We're going to focus on the abs a little bit more today. We're going to need a circle for today's class. We're going to really start to challenge the adductors. We're going to do it in our boat pose position, so make things a little bit harder, work the abs and the adductors together, really strengthening the pelvic floor muscles. So that's going to be the main focus today. We're going to give the glutes a little bit of a break after the last few weeks. We're going to come onto the hands and knees to get started. So we're just going to warm the spine up by just coming through our cat and camel, dropping the ribs down, lift the head up, and then drop the head down, ribs up to the ceiling. Drop the ribs back down, lift the head up looking up in front, drop the head down, ribs to the ceiling again, 2 more, drop the ribs down, looking up in front, drop the head down, ribs to the ceiling, and one last one each direction. Perfect. Back to the middle, so looking down between your fingertips, tuck the elbows in. We're going to bring the left leg back, right arm up in front, and into nice big wide circles with the heel and the hand. Good, keep the hips and shoulders still, and then change directions. Squeezing the abs, keeping the back flat. Keep the hips and shoulders nice and still, and bring the arms and legs down. Right leg back, left arm up in front. Big circles again. Bring the foot and hand out as wide as you can, and bring them all the way down to the mat, and then up in line with the body again. You don't have to bring them up any higher. Switch directions. So the highest the heel goes and the highest the hand goes is in line with your back, so don't try and kick up too high. And then bring the arms and legs back down. We're going to bring the hips and shoulders to the left, right leg back, right arm up in front, back down, hips and shoulders to the right, left leg back, left arm up in front. Good. Arms and legs back down again. This time, back to the left, right leg back, right arm up in front. Little circles. Good. Arms and legs down. Over to the opposite side, one last one. Little circles again with the arms and legs going in the same direction. And bring the arms and legs back down. Perfect. Turn over onto your back now. Rest the head onto the block. We'll grab our circle. Good. And imprint your spine. Squeeze the circle and relax. Keep the back imprinted. Squeeze and relax. 3, 4, 5. Keep the rib cage down. Nice smooth breath in and out the whole time. Don't hold your breath at any stage. Good. 3 more. 2. Last one and hold. Left leg out and in. Right leg out and in. Left leg out. Right leg out. Left leg. Right leg. Left leg. Right leg. Good. Nearly halfway there on each side. Perfect. 5 more each leg. Good. 4 more. Keep the leg that's not moving as still as you can. So make sure it doesn't drop out to the side. When it comes back to the start position, it stays still. Focus on the imprint. Rib cages down. One last one each leg. And back to the middle. Now 10 quick squeezes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Grab the circle and have a little rest. So we're working 2 muscles together there, 2 adductor muscles on the side of the thigh. We're getting the pelvic floor to contract. We're starting to individualize muscles and isolate one hip movement at a time, separating the hip from the pelvis, and we're also getting nice quick contractions of the pelvic floor as well with those 10 squeezes at the end. We're going to do the same now. Imprint the spine, put the legs in tabletop. The secret here is we want to keep the shins parallel. So knees over the hips, squeeze and relax. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and hold. Left leg out and in. Right leg. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Halfway there, doing 10 on each leg. Good. Nice smooth moves as you drop the legs out. So don't just let them drop and fly out, have them under control the whole time. Good, 2 more each leg. Keep the rib cage down, shoulders relaxed, and then 10 quick squeezes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Grab the circle and bring the feet down. For one last set of those, this time we're going to lift the hips up into a bridge. So feet are on the mat, circle is between the thighs again. So hands by the side, make sure you get the circle nice and comfortable between the thighs. Imprint the spine, lift the hips up nice and high, keep the hips up, but keep the ribs down, so don't let the ribs pop up. Keep the stomach as flat as you can, squeeze and relax. 1, 2, have the hands on the pelvis just below the glutes, just make sure the hips don't sink down every time you drop the knees out. Good, 7, 8, 9, 10 and hold. Left leg out, right leg out, left leg out, right leg out, left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg. Keep the hips high, keep the ribs down. Perfect. Nice smooth breaths in and out. Shoulders are relaxed. 2 more each leg. Push those hips nice and high. Keep the ribs sucked down and in. And then squeezes, 10 quick squeezes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Roll the hips back down. Grab the circle. Have a little rest for a second. We're going to do some roll-ups next. We're going to bring the circle into the hands. We're going to straighten the legs onto the mat. Bring the hands back behind the head, holding the circle or holding your cushion, whichever you have. Gently squeeze the circle and then roll up into sitting. Good. Shoulder blades together and back down onto the mat. 1, 2, chest forward at the end. 3, turn the elbows down to the mat, so don't have them pushed out to the side. Keep the point of the elbow pointing down towards the mat. Chest forward, shoulder blades back. Good. Perfect. Halfway there. Good. Last 2, nice control on the way down. Take 3 or 4 seconds to roll back. So it's under control the whole way. And one last one. Good. And then back down onto the mat and rest down. Next one, we're going to imprint the spine. Legs to tabletop. Circle between the thighs. Hands back behind the head. We're going to roll up into boat pose, keeping the circle squeezed the whole time. 1. And down. 2. Chest forward at the end. Rounding the spine on the way down. 3. 4. Keep the heels out. Don't let them come together. So you want to keep those shins parallel while keeping the circle squeezed the whole time. Good. 4 more. Good. Keep the heels off the mat. Chest forward. Elbows down. One last one. Rolling up. And then controlled on the way down. Grab the circle and rest the feet down. So we're bringing in a lot more ab work now with the circle or with your cushion. So we're getting our pelvic floor working in unison with the abs, and that's really important. We start to tie them all in together. So what we've done there is we've kept a constant hold on the pelvic floor muscles, on isometric hold of the muscle, and we start to increase and decrease the amount of ab work we do during the roll up or when we come back down. Next one, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to keep the abs engaged the whole time, and we're going to start to increase and decrease the amount of pelvic floor work by using the legs. So imprint the spine, legs to tabletop, hands back behind the head, roll back up into boat pose, holding yourself there. Bring the heels apart, or the knees apart, keeping the shins parallel, and squeeze. 1, 2, 3, chest forward. 4, arms parallel to the floor. 6, 7, 8, 9, and nice controlled movements on the way out. 10. Roll back down onto the mat, grab the circle, and rest down. So again, we've worked the two of them there together, getting the pelvic floor contracting while we have the abs consistently held in this isometric hold. We're now going to challenge that a bit more. So we're going to drop one leg out, back in, and the other leg out, and back in. So we're getting isometric hold on one adductor, concentric and eccentric, so the relaxing and contraction hold on the other adductor, and an isometric hold on the abs. So we're mixing up the way they're working. And this will happen in every life depending on movements you're doing. So an isometric hold on one adductor with the abs will be kicking a football. Having the abs contracted the whole time, having the legs change, will be something like jumping around. So we're challenging different types of moves. We're using both legs, we're using one leg together, or where we're moving the upper body and keeping the hips still. So even just sitting at a desk, things like that. So we're trying to mimic all these different ways of working the muscles and strengthen them up. Imprint again, legs to tabletop, circle between the thighs, hands back behind the head, roll back up into boat pose, chest comes forward, shins are parallel, squeeze the circle, drop the left knee to the side, and in, right knee out, and in, left knee out, and in, right knee out, and in, left knee, and in, right knee, and in, left, right, left, right, keep the shins parallel, make sure it's nice smooth movement on the way out with the legs, we're over halfway, 7 on each leg done, keep the chest forward, spine as straight as you can, one last one each side, and we're done. Roll back down to the mat, grab the circle, and rest the legs down. Legs are getting a little shaky now. Last couple, and we're done with the circle. Imprint the spine, bring the legs to tabletop, circle between the ankles. So we're going to work a different adductor muscle now, gracilis, which goes over the knee. Hands by the side, straighten the legs to the ceiling, squeeze and relax. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bend the knees, grab the circle, have a rest. We're going to work them isometrically again, and then next we're going to start to change the hip angle, the one after that. So we've got 2 more exercises to do, at least. Imprint again, bring the legs to tabletop, straighten the legs to the ceiling, squeeze the circle, drop the left leg out, back in, right leg out, left leg out, right leg out. Good, left leg, right leg. Focus on the imprint, keep the rib cage down. The leg that doesn't move shouldn't move an inch, so make sure it doesn't drop out. Good, 6 on each leg, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bend the knees, grab the circle, and rest down. 2 more with the circle, and then we're nearly done. We're going to straighten the legs to the ceiling. We're going to drop the legs down towards the mat and lift them back up. That's 1. And then the second one, we're going to roll up, really engage the abs along with the upper abs, and start to straighten the legs, bring the abs to the side. I'll run through that one after this. Imprint the spine, legs to tabletop, circle between the ankles again, straighten the legs to the ceiling, squeeze the circle, lower the heels a couple of inches, and lift. 1, 2, keep the circle squeezed all the time, keep the back imprinted, shoulders relaxed, chin tucked in, ribs down the whole time, nice smooth breaths. 1 last one, and bend the knees, grab the circle, and rest down. 1 last exercise, and we're going to stretch out the adductors so they worked really hard today. Good. Next one, imprint the spine. Legs to tabletop, circle between the thighs. 2 hands to the side of the head, tuck the chin to the chest, head and shoulders up, elbows into the knees, straighten the legs, elbows apart, bend the knees, elbows in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, get the shoulders up, 9, 10. Bend the knees, rest the head, grab the circle, and bring the feet down. Leave the circle down to the side. We're finished with it now. We're going to come up into sitting. Bring the heels together and toes together like this. Grab the front of your ankles with your hands. Dig the elbows into the knees and push the knees away from the body. So use the elbows pushing down. Try to straighten the spine. Bring the shoulder blades back and keep your chin tucked in. So we're getting a little bit of core work here. While we stretch out your adductors, you should feel them stretching on the inside of the thighs here. Just a nice gentle stretch. Good. We're going to hold that for 30 seconds, loosening up the muscle just before we finish. Good. And then come back to the middle of the rest there. So what we've done there is had a full class, basically on the adductors, the muscles on the inside of the thigh. They should be shaking after this. Be sore to walk properly tomorrow. Legs will be a little shaky and trembly. So we've really challenged them, and that ties into our pelvic floor muscles, the muscles at the base of the core, which are really, really important. They tend to be the weakest of the muscles. So we've challenged them today, really worked on them, and hopefully you'll see a big difference with the strength, and that'll help the other exercises build up as well. Have a nice week. Bye bye.